Hi all to my 86 subscribers now, thanks for subbing. Sorry that I haven't made a video in over a month. Well, that's because I've joined a collab channel, it's called Chat in the Hat, and I've done a few videos on it. So if you want to see them, I suppose you can click on the links below. Do that, cheers, because it's only got 10 subs and it's really tragic right now and I feel so sorry for the channel. So do that now. If you're a bit uncultured, you might not know this, but for everyone else, we all know that Peter Capaldi's first episode is out in just a few days' time. We're all very excited for that, but for now, I feel it's an excellent time to reflect on my favourite 5 Matt Smith episodes of all time. So shall we get started? I hope so. Warning though, it appears that I have the worst taste in Doctor Who episodes ever, since all my favourite episodes are probably the most hated Matt Smith episodes of all time in the forums and everything, so I'll just put a warning in the title or something. For number 5, I decided to start with a very safe episode that everyone kind of likes, and it's The Day of the Doctor, the 50th anniversary episode from not that long ago. Why is it on this prestigious list? Well, it's one of the only instances where you get to see the Doctor interact with himself, and it's already fantastic to look at. I love how self-reflective it is, because we have 3 Doctors who can tease each other's idiosyncrasies, like Matt Smith's hand-waving gestures, and David Tennant's weird use of words such as wibbly-wobbly. And I love seeing John Hurt's Doctor just looking upon Matt Smith and David Tennant and just shaking his head in disbelief. Personally, my favourite scene was when they were saving Gallifrey and David Tennant and Matt Smith get to say the catchphrases Alonzi and Geronimo, and get to see the disapproving gaze from John Hurt's Doctor before he decides to join in with a much more serious Gallifrey stance, which kind of reflects his character, and it's all very epic and wonderful and I love it. And furthermore, the intro was completely fantastic and perfect and epic. I couldn't have asked for a better intro. Firstly, you get a really epic song from Series 6, The Tales of a Madman in the Box, just blazing in the background, setting the mood. Then you get the names Matt Smith, Jenna Coleman, David Tennant and Billie Piper all appear on the screen in front of you. And then you get the gorgeous aerial shots of London and Trafalgar Square, and it's basically one of the best scenes ever in Doctor Who history. And also you get the TARDIS. At number 4, unpopular opinion guys, but I've got the 2011 Christmas special, which was of course The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe. Why is it here, you might ask then? Well, firstly it's got one of the most amazing intros of all time, with Matt Smith's Doctor jumping out of an exploding spaceship and then landing on Earth, creating a huge crater before being discovered by Madge? Yeah, that's her name, Madge. And their interaction is completely perfect and really captures Matt Smith's Doctor's personality. The episode also looked really incredible with the historical setting, the gorgeous fairyland, which Lily calls it, the really alive mansion also I feel personifies Matt Smith's Doctor's personality, and the ending is possibly one of the most emotional endings of any Doctor Who episode I've ever seen. First we get Madge explaining to her children that their father's dead, and she couldn't tell them earlier because she didn't want to ruin their Christmas, which was just gorgeous. And then we get their father coming back, which is one of the most heartwarming moments ever. Then you get the reintroduction of Pons, which personally is one of my favourite scenes of all time, and I make sure I rewatch it like 10 times a day. And then when the Doctor manages to produce a tear, it was just one of the most beautiful, heartwarming shots of all time. So why is this episode on the list? Well, basically because the Doctor cries at the end. That enough. At number 3, I've got The 11th Hour. Why is it on the list? Well, basically because it's just so damn charming. Firstly, I completely adore the community of Ledworth with Jeff, who sadly never appeared again, and Amy's gran. The small scale of the town also meant that we could connect to the characters better, and it was really refreshing after some of David Tennant's last episodes, which were all huge. The scenes where the Doctor meets Amelia Pond for the first time were also really perfect, especially with the bad beans and the fish custard. And of course at the end, where the Doctor finally announces, "I'm the Doctor," at the end of the episode, it was executed so much better than David Tennant's first episode. But although that might be just because of the music. Yes, the music. Yes, it was from that very moment where we first heard the "I am the Doctor" theme. which is one of the most amazing songs of all time. And furthermore, this episode introduced so many songs which would soon be synonymous with the Matt Smith era, such as The Lonely Decision, Amy's Theme, Little Amy, and so much more. Unpopular opinion, guys, again. At number 2, I've got The Power of 3. Shock horror. Firstly, I would like to say I completely agree with the critics and the haters of this episode, because yes, the ending is very rushed and I hate the sonic screwdriver fix. And of course the plot was also very underdeveloped, but that wasn't really the point of the episode, was it? Let's face it. And because it was the last normal episode with the ponds, it was just so beautifully nostalgic and, well, normal. This is because the plot of the episode has taken back seat in favour of rediscovering why we love the trio so much. The conversation near Tower Bridge, for instance, was one of the most beautiful conversations of all of Doctor Who's history. Not only this scene was visually perfect and gorgeous, especially teamed up with the slower remix of Amy's Theme, but I literally teared up when the Doctor said that he wasn't running away, he was running to Amy before she fades away forever, because she was the first face this face saw, and how she seared onto his heart forever. Aww. And also the dinner scene with the trio and Brian, and when he says just bring them back safe. When you think about the Angels of Manhattan, which would come just an episode later, it just rips your heart. And of course you get the lighter moments too, with the Doctor playing on the Pond's Nintendo Wii, Brian trying to vlog, which is hilarious, and also the trio eating fish custard together. Oh. And of course you come to the fact that it's one of the most gorgeous episodes of Doctor Who of all time. And I just wish they used the same director in The Day of the Doctor, because that episode looked a bit crap in comparison to this. So basically the reason why I love this episode so much is that it just captures why we love the 11th Doctor and the Ponds so much, and emphasises the loss we feel in the episode to come. And now, on to my favourite Doctor Who episode of the Matt Smith era of all time. It is the minisode Good Night. Okay, you weren't expecting that, were you? I did warn you about my unpopular opinion, didn't I? Basically, I feel it's the best 5 minutes Stephen Moffat has ever written, because it encapsulates why we love the Doctor with Amy so much. And also, I feel it encapsulates the entire 11th Doctor and why I feel he's the best Doctor we've ever had. Firstly, you start with the very childish Matt Smith Doctor, who's playing games with his euphonium, which is all very hilarious. But almost instantly afterwards you get the very old and knowledgeable and wise Doctor. And in this conversation with Amy about how time will never ever make sense, Matt Smith gives one of his famous monologues, which is just gorgeous. So do yourself a favour and type Good Night Doctor Who minisode in your search bar now and watch that minisode, because it's worth it. It's really, really good. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want me to do more Doctor Who videos, then let me know, because I'm not sure if I'm alienating you or you want to see more of this. And until next time, goodbye. Hi all, I forgot to mention, but my brother also made a video only about the 5 worst Matt Smith episodes, so if you want to see that, you can click on his face now. Do that, please. Cheers. It'll cheer him up, I'm sure. Full, proper episode. But before this huge occasion, my brother and I have decided to take a look back at the previous Doctor, Matt Smith, and look at Eleven's contribution to humanity as